RiverEYE is a citizen science tool which uses free open source software, smartphones with GPS, to deliver fully customizable solutions to suit individual projects across different scales of catchment for rivers trusts and catchment partnerships. It consists of an app to collect data and a web portal to analyse it. Creating the form for the use on the phones is simple, relatively straightforward. By logging onto the EpiCollect site, we can go into the form builder. We can drag and drop additional items into the main area in the centre. By adding options, we can ask volunteers whether they want to list something to monitor or whether they want to list something to report, for example. We can also set jumps, so volunteers only see the information collection fields which are relevant to them. So here we're adding a report jump, so if the volunteer selects a problem to report, they get presented with a different set of questions to those who want something to monitor. We can also edit the fields. If a volunteer comes back with additional values which are required, here we're adding a luminous option into our watercolour choice. We can also move the GPS fix around so that the record is more accurate by taking it at the beginning, by taking the GPS and the photograph at the beginning of the report. If the problem moves on, we've still collected the most important information. We could ask the volunteers to add in a code, which we give each individual one. We can ask them to say which project they're working on, for example. And we could easily set this so that if they choose that they're working on the RiverEYE project, then we could, for example, send them a riverbank. The Voles project, we could send them to a certain set of questions. And if they're working on the sewage misconnections project, we could send them to other questions. Ultimately though, the app is completely customizable by the choices that you make online in the form builder. Once the project is saved, it can be downloaded onto a form, and the data can be collected via any Android or Apple project which has a GPS signal. Data which is collected is uploaded at a later date over Wi-Fi or mobile internet, and data from the main database can be downloaded onto the phone as well. This means that data can be viewed on integral maps out on site by a project manager to see the volume of reports in the vicinity. So this is a report which has been collected earlier. These are the photographs which are taken on very small HTC phones during the trial that we ran with the River Waveney Trust. By logging on via the website, we can see a table of records. So here are all the records which the volunteers collected. And we can also see this on a map. We can list the reports via a graph. These are the problems that we asked them to report. We could colour it by smell. We could see that some of the reports were saying that the river smells. So if we filter by field, we can show all the reports which it smells, and then we can combine it with an issues graph, and we can show the area which is showing a polluted point. Moving the data around out of EpiCollect is relatively easy. If we go back to the EpiCollect website, we can view all the records, and we can also view a selection if we choose to. So you could select by the project ID or the project code. We download those records as a CSV onto our hard drive. And then once the data has been downloaded, we can drag and drop into ArcGIS Online by setting the latitude and longitude. Then all our data is shown. And we can then work with it as we would do a GIS. This is the cut of the data, so anything you do within ArcGIS doesn't affect the original data in EpiCollect. We can change the symbology, and we can change the labels. We can have a look at the data itself. And we can choose the problem reports. If we select a record, we can click on the photograph to be able to view it. Feedback showed that RiverEYE can do a number of things, and that the software, more importantly, is free and available on GitHub, an open source library for developers. We found supporting the technology with information was critical for volunteers. And that citizen science as a solution is a very valid option, but it's not as simple as just an app. Clear focus is needed, and data model design plays a critical role. Ad hoc solutions have few or no guarantees of in-house of reliability, and there are many considerations for the app development. If you'd like to get in touch with me, then you're very welcome.